Om Shanti to all. Welcome to the pranayam class. Everybody can hear me properly?
Yes, ma'am. Om Shanti.
Okay. So now come into the sitting position, keeping your back, neck straight. Relax. And gently close your eyes. Take a deep, prolonged breath. Exhale. Inhale for the 3-time Om along with Shanti. Take a deep, prolonged breath. Shanti, Shanti. Feel the vibration and sensation. Join your both palms, rub your palms. Place on your eyes, feel the warmth. Very slowly while blinking, looking at your palm. Gently open up your eyes. Now everybody can hear me. Om Shanti.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All of you can hear me properly? Okay, good. So today, the new technique of the breathing practice, we're gonna discuss about it. That is a yogic breathing. Maybe you heard about it. Yogic breathing, three part of the breathing. So till now we did the normal breathing, abdominal breathing, thoracic breathing. Now yogic breathing, YOGIC, yogic breathing. These are called three part of the breathing, which involve three your major part of the body. First, abdominal breathing. Second, your chest, your thoracic, then clavicular. So clavicular is this area we called. So clavicular bone, which female called, beauty bone, right? This, which you can see, the beauty bone, female are very proud about it to show off, right? So that is a clavicular area. That is a clavicular bone, and and this, the notch, the little bit, pot here, little bit, the little bit, this kind of area we call clavicular notch. So this area we call clavicular. So three parts involved here. First, abdominal, thoracic, and clavicular. So three parts of the breathing we're gonna learn today. And this is the best practice for especially pre-practice of the pranayam, which involves the deeper level of the breathing. Okay, very deeper level of the breathing. Here, the abdominal breathing, you have to pop out your belly first. But here, along with your belly, you have to pop out your chest. And then later on, you are filling the air into your this area, your clavicular area. So yogic breathing, in this breathing, you have to be very careful because it's very difficult to practice the yogic breathing in the sitting position. So in supine position, basically the ideal version to feel about it, okay, to feel about it, how it's gonna work. But I'll give you the homework for that. That in supine position, you're gonna practice this yogic breathing, so you get the more, expansion in these area. You can feel more about that, how this gonna expand when you're doing the breathing from here. So
I have one doubt.
the technique
Sorry,
is, yeah, yeah,
sorry to break you. Just you're saying about supine position, right? So I just want to know
yeah.
that you specifically saying about any asana or just lying down on supine position.
Just lying down on the supine, any posture, even shavasana you can choose, or you can choose the little bit bending your knee in order to protect your back. So little bit, your heel closer to your hip if you feel little bit pressure on your back area. So that posture again you can practice it. Okay, so supine position, very ideal position to feel about these area. Even ardhalasana is a supine position, you can practice this in keeping your leg in the 90 angle. That also you can do it, but that is again the, experimental with another kind of posture where you can feel about it, how it's work in ardhalasana, the when your leg is the 90 angle, and what you feel about it, because blood, that time you're doing the semi inversion posture. The blood circulation go towards your brain, towards your heart, when you're keeping your leg at 90 angle. So you can do that thing, you can experiment with that posture also. But I never practice this practice, yogic breathing in that posture or the last thing. You can practice and observe, get your own observation and write it down on it. Okay, but ideal supine position is where a little bit folded leg or keeping your leg in a shavasana. Clear?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So now the yogic breathing, basically these three part of the breathing, the technique which you need to understand. One, your abdominal is like a pot. So it's like a, how you filling the water pot, right? So when you pour the water into your in some kind of pot, the clay pot. So first the bottom gonna fill with the water, then middle part of the area gonna fill, and then top area. So this area from clavicular to your lower abdominal part, you have to consider like a pot, like a clay pot, and air considered to be like a water. So you're pouring the water, and very smoothly and slowly you have to pour the water into your this body. So very smoothly and very, consciously you have to breathe in and filling the first bottom part, that is your abdominal area, then middle part, that is your thoracic area, then clavicular part, then top area. So when we talked about that top area you have to fill, so there's a little bit trick you have to apply. You have to push, you have to put the little effort to fill the area here, because till the chest you feel like you cannot breathe. So what happened when you feel like you cannot do more inhalation, now your inhalation is done, so you have to again push yourself and inhale more. So you have to take 2-3 breath more. So 2-3 breath more you have to take it, or maybe depend person to person, or 4-5 breath you can take it when you feel I cannot inhale more, right? It's more like, remember when you have your delicious food, right? Your favorite cuisine, you are having it. So you knuckle, you open your belt and just lie down a little bit back area, and then there's a little space in your belly, and then you push yourself to eat more. Got it? Same version, you have to push yourself to take breathe in. Okay, you have to push yourself. Okay, I cannot more inhale, so I have to push myself. Okay, 2 3 breath more I have to take it. That breath gonna go in your shoulder area, go in your clavicular area. Okay, that breath gonna expand these area. So many students ask that I have to keep my shoulder open like this, like when I inhale, I have to move my shoulder. Movement automatically gonna happen to you. Okay, expansion, like when you inhaling, you're focusing on your belly, so automatically belly gonna open, no? Automatically, because you're filling the air into the belly, and belly gonna open automatically. You're not to put the pressure into, oh, I have to fill, I have to make it open. No, automatically movement automatically gonna happen to your abdominal cavity, your thoracic region, and this area. When you're pushing yourself, when air is there, so expansion automatically gonna happen. So you shouldn't be worrying about it, extension of my shoulder level or something. Just slightly open up and just keep your body still position, and then automatically you're gonna feel that how your clavicular bone gonna expand when you're pushing the air into this area. Slightly movement gonna happen in this area. That's natural. Okay, but not making yourself like this. Some people start doing, okay, when they inhale, they're moving their shoulder. You shouldn't be doing that thing. Am I clear? That's you have to uh, keep it in your mind. This is the one thing you have to keep it in your mind. Then second thing, make sure your body throughout the practice remain calm, because again I'm telling, the thoracic breathing is more conscious breathing. Till now abdominal breathing and chest breathing still easy, but thoracic breathing, now you have to more aware about the each body part. So when you the air going to your abdominal cavity, you have to more aware about, oh, air going into my abdominal cavity. Now shift your air into your lungs. Now shift your awareness towards your lungs and feel that air gonna expand my lungs area, expand my thoracic area. Then later on, when you bring your awareness here, then the air go into here. If you lose your awareness here, you don't gonna feel about it that air going in my clavicular area. Am I clear? So with the consciousness, with the awareness, you gonna inhale, then you gonna feel the movement around these three part of your body. Otherwise, you are unable to feel these area. Most of the people, they don't feel it. So if you don't feel it, so more you have to do abdominal and chest, both breathing, two part of the breathing you can do. Abdominal chest breathing together, you can mix it, and then make keep your body ready for the yogic breathing that you can do. You can tell your students, okay? Then later on, you can introduce this technique in the supine position. So in supine position, again, you can feel more about this, that how this expansion is going to happen here, and you're breathing from here. Okay. Once your inhalation is done, now you have to take out the water from the pot, clay pot. So when you're taking out the water from the clay pot, so first top level you're gonna empty, right? Then middle part you're gonna empty, and then bottom part you're gonna empty. Same thing you have to do in this. So first you have to take out from clavicular region, then thoracic region, and then abdominal region. Now this is the most difficult part. Okay, this is the most difficult part, because exhalation, inhalation still is okay, but exhalation, you lose the awareness from this area. So you have to pay more attention towards how you are taking out the air from this area. So awareness play very important role from here, then thoracic, and then abdominal. More you do with the awareness, more you can feel about it, the movement of what these part of your body. Okay. But yeah, it's difficult, but it's not impossible practice. Somehow you don't feel it, it's okay, keep practicing. At least two part of breathing gonna happen to you, chest breathing or abdominal breathing. Okay, am I clear? If this part you do not able to feel it, don't worry about it, don't just feel, oh, I'm unable to do practice. What going on? No, that's okay. Initial level, sometimes many students, they cannot feel that they gonna breathe in, breathe out from this area. That's okay, perfectly okay. Don't worry about it. So two part of the breathing is the pre-practice of towards learning the yogic breathing. That again you can continue. So keep doing it, don't stop, don't get irritated by this thing if you unable to practice it. Okay, eventually it's come to you, don't worry about it, but understand the technique and understand the instruction properly, how you gonna give the instruction to your student and how you gonna implement those things. And anytime if you feel like my sitting posture is not good, I'm unable to feel now, supine posture, you can go for it, and then you can experience these areas. That posture is easy to experience the breathe in and breathe out from this clavicular region, right? It's easy when you about to feel the breathe in and breathe out from clavicular region. Am I clear to everyone? Okay, that's great. Now come to the sitting posture, as I keep talking about it, sitting posture. So today you're gonna sit into the Vajrasana because again, daily we have to challenge little bit, right? We have to train our mind. So at least 5 to 10 minutes, if you have knee issue, so place the pillow between your calf muscles, between your calf and your thigh muscles. Okay, so it's gonna reduce the pressure. It's gonna reduce the pressure of your knee when you're sitting into the Vajrasana. So placing the pillow under your calf muscles and your thigh area when you're folding your leg. Make sure toe would be at your back is joined together because it's play very important role. Your big toe would be joined together at your back because it's play the make the cycle. It's making the circle of the energy, right? So join your toe or overlap your toe. That's you can do whatever you feel comfortable. But this posture only if you don't have knee issue. If you have knee issue, any joint problem in your leg, so don't practice this. You can practice in the simple Sukhasana also. Okay, so Sukhasana you can also practice. There's no precaution of the yogic breathing. Anybody can practice. And best time, morning time and evening time, empty stomach. All the breathing should be done empty stomach. Am I clear? Let's start. Prepare yourself, comfortable yourself. Gently close your eyes, keeping your back, neck straight. Now bring the awareness towards your natural breath. Observe your natural breath, how the breath going in and coming out. Now pay attention towards each inhalation and exhalation. Take a deep, prolonged, slow inhalation and exhale. Anytime when you are practicing any technique of the breathing, first couple of rounds before starting any practice, do inhalation and exhalation to ready to make your body ready for the yogic breathing or abdominal breathing or chest breathing. So inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. Allow your mind to connect with each inhalation and exhalation. Now, take a very deep, prolonged, slow breath. And very slowly, when you're inhaling, pop out your belly first. So your awareness should be around your belly, your abdominal cavity. Very slowly, when you're inhaling, pop out your belly, then your chest, your lungs, your rib cage gonna expand. Bring your awareness towards your thoracic region. Now, once you feel there is no space for the air, fully expand your lungs, fully expand your belly. Now there is no space of the breath. Then 2-3 breath more you have to inhale. Shoulder automatically gonna move slightly. Now very slowly for 2 seconds just retain your breath, just 2 seconds. Kumbhak, Antara Kumbhak for 2 seconds. And as you exhale, aware of your clavicular region. Exhale from top, then middle part, your lungs, your thoracic area, then your abdominal. Squeeze your abdominal area as you exhale very slowly. Inhale. How you're pouring the water into the pot very slowly. Pour the air into your body and fill the three part of your region of your torso, your bottom of your torso, abdominal part, middle of the torso, and the top, your clavicular region. Every time when you are feeling, taking, inhaling, you have to aware of each and every part of your body. How your belly gonna move and extend it, then your chest, then your clavicular. As you exhale, how first you have to release the air from your clavicular, then chest, your thoracic, then your bottom, that is your abdominal part. Keep practicing with consciousness. If your mind again lost, again come back to your breathing part. It's required more consciousness for each and every breath. For practicing this, you require concentrated mind. Make sure you're considering your body like a pot and filling the water into it. Anytime you get tired, you can start practicing the abdominal breathing. And again, come back to your yogic breathing, three parts of the breathing. For relaxation, you can either do the practice of abdominal or chest. But abdominal breathing is the easiest breathing. When three parts of your body involve, you get deeper level of the lower level. Your pranic energy would be affected by this deeper level of the breathing, this yogic breathing. But yes, you have to put lots of effort in inhalation and exhalation, lots of consciousness. Anytime you start feeling the pain around your leg, you can change the posture, but very slowly you can change the posture. But if you are comfortable, keep practicing. Awareness play very important role. Do not lose your awareness. In order to learn this technique, you're only able to learn this technique and practice this with when you're fully focused and concentrated. Very slowly come back to your abdominal breathing or normal breathing. Now take a deep, prolonged inhalation. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now inhale for the 3-time Om and Shanti. Take a deep, prolonged breath. Shanti. 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 Feel the vibration, sensation. Join your both palm, rub your palm. Place on your eyes, feel the warmness. Very slowly while blinking, looking at your palm. Very great smile. Open up your eyes gently. Any doubt, any queries related to the technique which you don't understand? Jagriti, I cannot hear you. Your mic is mute, unmuted.
Now, can you hear me,
Yeah.
please? Okay.
Yes, yes.
जब हम लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं तो एब्डोमेन से ब्रीदिंग स्टार्ट करते हैं तो धीरे 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 ऊपर आते हैं तो वो जो ब्रीदिंग है देर आर सो मेनी ब्रीदिंग ना एक ही ब्रीदिंग में तो ऊपर नहीं आना है ना तो धीरे धीरे जाते हैं
हाँ,
लेकिन जब
हाँ,
नीचे जाते हैं डाउनवर्ड तो
हाँ.
एकदम फट से चले जाते हैं
एक्सलेशन जल्दी हो रहा है, ये कह रहे
Yes.
हो ना? एक्सलेशन एकदम हो रहा है. हाँ, ये होता है because we are not ready, our mind is not ready to go for the slow exhalation. That's why I'll keep on telling you, you have to get the perfection into the abdominal breathing and chest breathing and working on the exhalation level both. Remember, I give the instruction that their exhalation should be very deeper, very slow. Why? It should be like a 1-1-1 ratio. Like how much time you are taking for inhalation, same time you are paying for the exhalation also. So that's why I'm saying right now you learn the technique, but when you get the perfection on the abdominal breathing and chest breathing exhalation, especially the chest breathing, because again there is a difficulty in inhale through the chest and exhale through the chest. It's difficult again. Abdominal breathing is quite easy. Once you get the perfection over there, this yogic breathing, the exhalation automatically gonna pace up, right? You're gonna come into the tuning. Okay, it's automatically you're gonna cover it. Okay, don't worry, but right now just understand the technique. But yes, these breathing, because we don't have much time daily, I have to introduce the one technique. But even one breathing to get the mastery, at least you required 1 month to learn the one breathing. You required 1 month. Are you getting it? That slow is yoga. Even depend on the person to person. Many people they just get into the one breathing and practicing year to year. Nadi Shodhan, have you heard about Nadi Shodhan alternate nostril breathing? Many people they just even heart yogis they just practice until unless they're all the nadis channel not open. So that is the yoga we are talking about. It like you until unless you're not getting perfection to the one thing, you cannot move ahead. This is the eligibility for the next level. But right now, we don't have much time and we want to learn more. If daily I'm teaching one breathing, I'm teaching everything every day one thing, we get bored. So, but if you go for the Asian yoga school, na traditional yoga, I don't know there's any school who are just teaching the traditional way. You cannot go further until unless, especially the Guru Shishya Parampara. Guru never gonna teach you until unless you are not get the mastery over the one thing. So Right now, you all are in beginner level. Okay, it's just for technique to understand. Now, breathing, your lungs are not capable of tuning of the inhalation and exhalation right now. It required more time. But yes, more you are practicing, more you're gonna get it. It's eventually gonna happen to you, dear. Okay, but daily you have to practice. That's why we're going with the sequence wise. Okay, sequence wise, level wise. So for practice, you have to first get the mastery over these two breathing. Okay, and even many people, those who does not know abdominal breathing and chest breathing, so they have to start with the normal breathing. At least they have to aware about the inhalation and exhalation. Am I clear, Jagriti?
Yeah, very. Yes, yes, very much.
Don't worry about it. It's eventually gonna happen to you. Just keep practicing and don't become hardened to yourself and don't get into the competition at all. Each and every person is different from the other person. Your flexibility, your mode of capability is different from the other. So learn with your own pace. These practices give you tremendous benefit, but if you do wrongly, it will give you side effect also. So learn it with conscious mind and with applying the common sense. Now people are getting into the competition, yoga make like competitive exam or something like that, and that's how it's losing the essence, the true meaning of the yoga, right? So I hope you are my students, and I make sure that you shouldn't be get that idea about it in your mind. Okay, don't get the wrong notion about the yoga, and don't hurt yourself on any cost. Yoga is all about to loving yourself. The breathing expansion of your lungs give you the freedom, right? Freedom to accepting everything. Your lungs is open. You're respecting your body, respecting the your capability. Okay, that much breath I can hold. That much. This is my capability. You're accepting it, and again, it's make you more ready for the meditation also. Have you seen the yogic breathing? Your mind is fully concentrated. Because if you're not concentrated, you cannot practice. This area, you cannot feel it at all. Have you observed it when you're practicing it? The moment you lost, you forget about it, how you are breathing it. You forget the whole technique. So it's required more concentration. Go with your own pace. Don't worry about it, okay? Nobody gonna judge you, okay? Just go with your own pace. Any other doubts here?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So the benefit of these breathing, basically the tremendous deeper level of the breathing you are working on, right? And your upper and lower respiratory system and your cellular respiratory system working all, in deeper level. Exchanges of the gases are happening very efficiently. And all the body organs are involved here. The major body, your heart is involved, your lungs are involved, your pancreatic, your liver, your kidneys, okay, all the bladder, everything is involved here. So these areas getting the high blood circulation, and that's how they get the tone and they work more efficient way. So clavicular, these three part of the breathing, even it give you the physiological benefit, psychological benefit, especially the people who are having anxiety attack, those who get the very anxiety attack. This breathing required more concentration, so quickly it's calm down themselves. Okay, if you treated them after first breathing, abdominal breathing, you can introduce this yogic breathing and immediately it's gonna work on them. You can see tremendous quickly because it requires more focus. So you can introduce this breathing in supine position. They cannot sit in anxiety attack. So you can make them go into the supine position first. Immediately they have to start with the abdominal breathing, and then later on yogic breathing you can introduce, and then you're gonna see how quickly they're gonna calm down themselves. Even in depression also it's worked effectively. Okay, so this yogic breathing has the very tremendous, effect, especially on the psychic level. So you can introduce your students, but especially when the anxiety attack is there, when they totally depressed, okay, they don't want to sit supine position, you can introduce to them. Any doubt till here? So let's end our session here. Okay. So namaskaram, Om Shanti, be happy, Mangal ho, or meet you at the meditation class, all of you guys. And even the assignment related, namaskaram, Jayashree. So you're gonna write it down this thing, but you have to submit this assignment on Sunday for okay, Sunday this gonna assignment you're gonna submit it. So assignment is about you're gonna make the column supine position and then one column for sitting position. You are practicing, you learn. So these two column you have to make it and figure out which posture you feel more comfortable for yogic breathing. Okay. So your evaluation, your experiment with the both posture, supine posture and sitting posture, and find out which posture you feel more comfortable for the yogic breathing. So your calculation, your conclusion. So you're gonna make this assignment and gonna submit me on Sunday. Okay, clear? Okay.
Yes,
Bye
yes, ma'am.
bye. Om Shanti. Okay. Take care yourself, dear.
Thank you.
Mangal ho.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bless you, dear.